Relative to this matter, there is a pre-sentence investigation. Has the state reviewed it?
Yes.
Any corrections or modifications?
No.
Defense, have you reviewed it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Finley went over it with Mr. Anderson yesterday in the jail, and I discussed it again with him this morning.
Any modifications or corrections?
No.
Okay. State, there is compliance with victim rights legislation?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's in compliance, and many of the victims' family are seated behind me.
I do see that. Please proceed.
Your Honor, I want to start actually with the defense motion that was filed after the trial.
Thank you for that. Actually, that is a really good place to start. So relative to this matter, the state did proceed to trial in an appropriate fashion. They had every right to proceed on both counts of the, and let me pull it up real fast.
The defense motion was document 49, just for the record.
I have it. I'm just, my computer for some reason does not want to allow me to open the document. So just one moment. So relative to this matter, clearly the defense and I came up with the same conclusion at the same time. My email was sent, I think, at the same point pretty much as I received the defense's motion. There's an obscure statute, or a statute that I was unaware of, and I think the parties were unaware of at the time that this matter was proceeding. What the statute reflects is that, and one moment, for some reason my computer does not want to open this. Is that count 2, mutilating a corpse, and count 4, hiding a corpse. By case law, it's appropriate that they both be charged and proceeded to on trial. However, the statute that's in play relative to this matter indicates that ultimately a judgment of conviction should not be entered as to both counts. Which count is the state seeking to have the judgment of conviction entered as to?
Judge, I think the judgment of conviction should be amended to dismiss count 4. And as the court's indicated, the state's position is that this statute makes these two crimes much like an OWI and a PAC, where they can be tried for both. The jury can find them guilty of both, but judgment of conviction for only one can be entered. So the state would think it's appropriate to amend the judgment of conviction by dismissing count 4, hiding a corpse.
At this point, I will vacate the judgment of conviction as to count 4. I will enter a judgment of, I guess, acquittal, just to take that off of, would it be a judgment of acquittal, or how would you phrase that? Just an outright dismissal.
It's a dismissal.
So I'm going to vacate the judgment of conviction, and I'm going to outright dismiss count 4 at this point in time. Okay, now that that matter's been addressed, thank you for reminding me as to that. Let's proceed as to the sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to allow Sade Robinson's family to start off the sentencing by speaking. There are 3 members of her family that would like to speak. First, it will be Adriana Reams, her sister.
Thank you. And I did read her letter in preparation for today as well. Good morning, Ms. Reams. In order to begin, would you please state your first and last name and spell both for the record?
Adriana Reams, A-D-R-I-A-N-N-A-R-E-A-M-S.
Ms. Reams, what would you like to say?
When Maxwell Anderson murdered my sister, he redefined my definition of misfortune. No amount of financial hardships, disputes, or everyday struggles were even in the same realm as the effect of the loss he created. He made it,
And try to go slow, okay?
He made it to where my grandfather, who had just gotten diagnosed with cancer, lost his will to live his already health-threatened life. He was mentally sick and constantly bedridden. He could not even garden, which is a core part of his life that I have seen him do every year that I have been alive. He made me witness my hypersensitive grandmother on the verge of heart attack several times. Breaking down from the combination of the grief, other people's emotions, and the stress of having to deal with all the tedious responsibilities that he left behind when he ended my sister's life. He stole my father's ability to see the work he put in to raise Sade for 18 years pay off by having more than a year of seeing her be a happy, successful adult who still loved and appreciated him. He stole her father's ability to repair his relationship with her and be as close as they once were. He stole my mother's chance to ever finally become the mother that Sade always deserved. But most importantly, he stole Sade's chance to be an adult, to choose who she would and would not let into her life, to prioritize herself for the first time and do what makes her happy. As a result of his actions, I have had to grow up way faster than a 16-year-old should have to. I had to communicate with law enforcement, take care of my family, physically pick my mother up off of the ground, on top of trying to deal with my own loss, because he left them all too weak and broken to do anything. I had to quit my job because Sade got me that job, and the whole time I was there, I worked with her. I saw the effect she had on people, the way everyone lit up from her presence, the way she made everyone, from customers to coworkers feel special, which meant that I had to watch all of that go away. I had to watch and hear time and time again all of the people, many of whom I've never heard of, who were deeply pained by the loss of Sade because of what she meant to them, because of the way that she changed people's lives and generated happiness and erased people's bad days with her smile or her laugh or her hugs or her compliments or her taking things off of other people's plates regardless of how full her own was. I could not continue to be surrounded by people who hurt the same way I did because of the huge impact she had on them regardless of the extent of their interactions. I could not be in places where I could easily be walked over because I no longer had her to advocate for me, as she always did when I had not yet found my own voice. I couldn't go back to a job where I could no longer be getting to spend time with her, whether it was through car rides, shifts together, or sleeping over at her apartment because she always wanted to take care of me. He made it to where I couldn't go to school without people giving me looks of pity or no longer knowing how to interact with me because neither them or I knew what to say, for there was nothing you could say for what he did. He made it to where I cannot ride my bike without random but kind strangers stopping me because they feel the need to pray for me and my family despite not knowing us. He made it to where I cannot trust anyone, not just emotionally, but I cannot meet any person without the fear that they're gonna harm or kill me. Because all my sister did was meet someone, and as a result, he ended her life. He stole my ability to feel momentary happiness without feeling guilty for enjoying my life when I know Sade will never get to enjoy hers. He made it to where I cannot let myself stop doing things because I know that if I have time and space to think, I will break down and I will not be able to start again. He made me miss school and sports and a number of other things because I was searching for my sister's body that he unremorsefully hid from us, knowing that it would cause us extra pain. He made me feel extra anger for the fact that he could be so ruthless and relegate my sister, who took years to build up the confidence to feel like something, back to nothing. He makes me feel extra anger because he still shows no regret and sits here looking stupid without an ounce of guilt for what he did. He stole my sanity because I will spend the rest of my life searching for answers that I'll never get about what he did to my sister and why he did it. Because even though he has no life ahead of him, he still refuses to tell us these answers, even though doing so no longer has any ability to hurt him. He stole my resolve when he and his lawyer sat here and tried to paint my sister as some dirty, irresponsible drug addict or dealer, which could not be further from the truth. A couple of months ago, one of Sade's old teachers gave me a letter that she wrote to me for a school assignment when she was 15. She talked about some of her hardships, and she had so many, which is why it is especially hard to know that as soon as her hard work allowed her to escape many of them, her life was stolen. She said that she wants to be my role model and show me that anything is possible, that she wants to guide me through everything and be my support system. She said that even 5 years ago, she wanted to inspire me to be as independent as she was, and that she hopes she inspires me to do what I want to do in life. She said that everything she does is for me, and she will do anything for me. Even in her 19 years, she was still incredibly hardworking, independent, kind, supportive, selfless, resilient, and special. She continues to inspire me for the fighter that she was, but he took the guide and support system and role model that she was going to be for the rest of my life. He stole my big sister that always protected me and nurtured me and put me first. And he robbed her of her ability to do that and feel accomplished because she knew she was setting me up for a life better than the one she was forced to struggle through. He made it to where I cannot read that letter that I should have always cherished and smiled about without crying, because now it is just a reminder of everything I no longer have. He made it to where I cannot speak about her without breaking down, or think about her without shaking, to where I cannot even grasp or understand my emotions because they are so overwhelming that I have to be numb to them. He made it to where holidays are no longer a celebration, but a mourning. He robbed my future kids of the opportunity to have cousins and an aunt to love and support them. And I will never not be haunted and affected by all that he took from me, but what hurts 10 times more is all that he took from her. Sade deserves to be selfish and irresponsible. She was working from the time she was 14 because she did not have anyone she could comfortably rely on, and she felt the need to be self-sufficient. People only ever took from her. They took advantage of her because they knew how kind and generous of a person she was. As she grew, she began to stand up for herself, but she never stopped showing people grace, never let one or a few bad people ruin her open-mindedness and magnanimousness for everyone she met. As she became more comfortable after saving up hard-earned checks and tips for years, and buying her own car and apartment without any help from anyone, she began to dream bigger. She was able to think about more than just getting by, and develop career aspirations while remaining responsible and paying all her bills months in advance, and still affording to finally enjoy the little free time that she had. Whether it was saving up for big vacations where she could go meet new people and experience new cultures as a social butterfly that she was, or taking a little breather and going out on one of her rare nights off between being a full-time college student on top of working over 60 hours a week between 2 jobs. She had every right to, and no matter what picture anyone paints, she was always responsible when she did. Her independence was finally allowed, and she was finally beginning to be happy. He ended it as soon as it started. He made it so she went through 19 years of hardships and abuse, and then after working hard to escape it, had no life left to be able to enjoy it. No chance to learn from whatever normal minor mistakes she made as any 19-year-old does. All she wanted was to be cared for and praised and appreciated, the way she had always done for everyone else, and he instead took her ability to do anything. She was the definition of a fighter, the definition of resilience. She never laid down or backed down, and to know that he took all her power away and stole her ability to fight for herself is the worst thing imaginable. There is nothing that can justify what he did to her, and what he did was much more than just murder or dismember her. He erased her independence, her ability to fight for herself. He tried to erase her existence and her value. Now I no longer have the opportunity to try and give her everything she gave me. I cannot show her how proud of her I am or how much I looked up to her. But much worse than me, she can no longer make herself proud or make herself anything. And the only one who took that from her is the man sitting right there. I beg you to not let this man have any type of parole. You heard his ex-girlfriend describe the psychological abuse and self-harm he tried to impose on her. His behavior is clearly a pattern, and there is no way that after he has demonstrated the extent of what he is willing to do to a person so casually, he should ever walk these streets again. He still refuses to even admit what he did, and the jury and the public did not even have to be there to unanimously know what he did. He is clearly a danger to the public and should never be given another chance to cause anyone such tremendous harm the way he has done to my family. These law enforcement officers and prosecutors worked countless days working to find the truth. You, us, and the jury sat here for 2 weeks hearing all the heinous things he committed. Do not let any of that go to waste. Do not let the loss of Sade go to waste. This man should never walk free again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reams. You spoke well on behalf of your sister.
Speaking next will be Sade's mother, Sheena Scarborough.
First off, Your Honor, I would like to start off with, my name is Sheena Scarborough, SHEENA SCarborough.
Thank you. Would somebody move that Elmo to the side, please? Ms. Scarborough, what would you like to say?
I am the mother of Sade. I've raised my daughters. We are light worker people. We are very angelic individuals. For us to even be here, I'm going to have to ask. I wanted to go before my daughter because I need her to be protected by this heavy demonic energy that is residual in this courtroom, this devil and his entire demonic family in this courtroom. It's very heavy to where I can't even talk. But Your Honor, I am asking that everyone in this courtroom be protected through the white light by this devil that sits beside. My daughter referred to you as a man. You will never be a fucking man. You're a pussy-ass bitch.
Ms. Scarborough, if you could direct your comments to me, please.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Your Honor, I would like to thank you and the entire team for what we all had to endure, which was it was freaking torture to even have to be dragged through what we were dragged through. This demon and his whole ass attorney, they knew exactly what he did and what he was responsible for. They took us through extreme agony and pain. We are already dealing with so much trauma. There's no such thing as justice with what you did to my daughter and what you have done to my family. I have bust my ass for over 20 years to raise the best possible angelic light worker kids that do nothing but good. My daughter had to cross your demonic path. You plotted and planned to kill, dismember, then you disrespectfully spread my daughter across the Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? My daughter was everything. She was everything to all of us. As my baby explained, she had a different impact in each and every one of our lives. There's so many strangers and individuals in the community that I have engaged and met that she has touched and impacted. This has affected the world, the community in such extreme ways. There's no way in hell we should have even ever went through this freaking trial that you drug us through. You knew you were guilty. You're negligent, mammy and pappy, them demons. I'll deal with them later. But I want you to know that you can no longer hurt my baby. She's in heaven. She's protected. We roll deep. My ancestors roll deep. When you touch my daughter, you fuck with the wrong family. We ain't no pussy bitches, and you should have never touched my daughter. My daughter helped everyone. She fed homeless. She worked 2 jobs. Everything Adriana said. The community knows who my daughter was. Everybody knows who my daughter was. How dare y'all even pull that whole shit about that meth? You will not drag my daughter's name down, trying to plot and set up stuff. You gonna carry my daughter's name the correct way in her legacy. You and your family will be held fully responsible for the rest of your life. You will be eternally haunted by myself, my ancestors. I know you cannot sleep at night. They have already been at you. You will never get peace. You will never sleep. You no longer can harm and hurt my innocent baby. You took advantage of her. You manipulated her in the worst possible way. You're a coward. My daughter is a hero. My daughter is a hero. She has saved so many other women from this demonic serial killer that there's no telling how many more people that he has killed. If you had any type of decency, but you are a devil, if you had any type of core piece of anything left in your demonic soul, or if your parents, your devil parents had any type of respect, I don't even know how they could sleep at night, knowing what type of demon son they raised, and then tried to cover it up. Y'all tried to flip that house. Y'all done did so much whole shit. It don't make no damn sense. All y'all karma is going to be a bitch. And I'm getting each and every one of you eternally. I'm getting the whole entire family tree. Know that. Your sister, all them, each member of your family tree will be eternally hunted by my ancestors. We're light workers. I don't even have to touch you. The spiritual realm already been at you. I can see it in your eyes. You can't even sleep at night, you hoe ass. Judge, I did want to thank you and the entire community, the officers, the team, Ian, Donner, this whole entire community and team has stood 10 toes behind us. This has been extremely traumatic. This is not even my character. I don't move like this. I've been advocating and helping others my entire life. I come from a mental health background. This was not supposed to happen. This was not a part of our plan. Me and my daughters had goals. They are both very academically gifted and talented. They are overachievers. For this to happen, and we have bust and worked our behinds off in life, and then to have all of this noise about the millionaire murderer's son comes and takes my daughter. I don't give a freak about what your color status or how much money you got. You ducked with the wrong family. Because I don't play. You thought you was going to get away. But I'm going to respectfully request that you confess where the rest of my daughter's crown is, if you have any respect left for me and her father and her sister and the rest of my family in this community. You've already done the worst. You can at least give us that much. You have messed the entire community up. People can't even take walks and go to the park, and everybody's in trauma. This was not your first time doing this. And all your dark is going to come to the light. If you or your devil parents had any type of decency of respect as humans with morals, there's nothing else that there's no excuse for what you did to us, what you did to my daughter. My daughter is now protected. You can't hurt her. You can't take advantage of her. But know that you messed with the wrong one. You weren't getting away with this one. And you will be dealt with eternally, like I stated. But Your Honor, Judge, I'm asking that this demon be respectfully returned back to hell as soon as possible. That's what I'm requesting through the court. Please return him back to hell as soon as possible. No possibility of life without parole, the maximum. And this devil should not be given any more special millionaire privileges being held in certain populations. He needs to be, not he, but that devil needs to be placed in the population with the rest of the demons that harm and hurt individuals, the murderers, the serial killers, the felons. You are not on no special privileges. Your money is not going to protect you. It's a done deal. Sade's justice is just now beginning, and you and all of your family will eternally pay for what you did to us.
Thank you, Ms. Scarborough.
Carlos Robinson, the father of Sade Robinson, will speak last.
My name is Carlos Robinson, CARLOS ROBINSON.
Mr. Robinson, what would you like to say?
I've started my speech multiple times since the trial. My daughter was an amazing person. She lit up every room she walked into. She changed my life from her birth. Literally changed my life. She gave me a reason to think more of make me realize life is bigger than myself. We had an unbreakable bond, me and her. Talking to her was like talking to myself a lot of times. I used to tell her she was the innocent part of me. People lose their children. That's sometimes a part of life. I understand that. But to lose your child in this manner is unthinkable. I've tried therapy and all kind of treatments, and nobody can help me get through this process because everybody says nobody has ever been through this. What he has done is inconceivable. And to know that there's a chance I might not even have her completely, to be able to put her at peace brings me night terrors and constant mental chaos. He has this. My daughter had a lot of life left to live. We talked a lot about her future. When she decided to come to live with me, and I got custody of her, I started to take her to colleges and things like that. And because before then she had no goals to go to college or anything like that. So I took her to like Howard University, FGCU, and she got the experience, and she started to change her perception of her goals and what she wanted to be and what she wanted to do. She had so much life left to live, so many goals that was taken from her. And to me, it's not just that she's not here, it's the way that she's not here. I can't wrap my mind around it. Somebody that does something like this doesn't even deserve. I think death is a way out. You deserve what you get. He deserves the punishment that he gave to my daughter. Everything that he did should be done to him. That's how I feel. To me, that's justice. I don't feel like he has a right to walk around and breathe air, eat breakfast, brush his teeth. He doesn't have that right. The moment he done what he did, he lost that. Any basic human rights. No man should be able to live doing what he did. That's just how I feel. And I try to make peace because I am a man of God, and I try to learn forgiveness. But I can't get past this. I can't.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, as the court is aware, there's three overarching